This is Sims, and we're back with more Cafe Enchante. And I should say we are back with the last Cafe Enchante. Unless for some reason these bad endings take like 3 fucking hours, but they shouldn't. But we are going to do all of the bad endings for Miser's route, and then we are going to go into the settings, turn on the voice acting, and we're going to do that fun little question and answer session thing that they have in all of their little things, you know, with the thing and with the stuff, you know, the thing, right? With the, that thing. Yeah, look, I do not have a firm grasp on the spoken language today, apparently. I don't know. In their little menus where you can see the CGs and stuff, there is like the little like, oh, Q&A thing, and that's where we'll kind of do the voice acting. So, Miser final chapter, we want to go in with affinity low. Are you sure you want to do this? No, but, I mean, I guess. Well, not my problem, bitch. Miser final chapter. Okay, so. I'm assuming we can't skip anything here. I'm going to guess that he doesn't save us and we both die. That was the path the regulars took to reach Miser. Each was the result of their own story in each of their own words. Or in each of their words. Okay, wait, no, I wanted to, how do I skip again? There we go. How do I skip on the Switch? You know, one of these days, I'm never gonna get it. That's just bullshit. Like, one of these days I'm gonna figure it out. No, I won't. No, I absolutely won't. We'll never figure it out. Like, when the Switch is finally no longer the game system, right? And we're getting a whole new, like, Switch 3DS or some shit. Like, I don't know, right? And I'm still gonna be like, which fucking button skips on this fucking thing? It's so much worse if I tried to turn on my Xbox or my PlayStation. Like, one, are they even gonna turn on? Because it's been like fucking years since I turned them on. That's not true. I played LEGO Dimensions by myself like a few months ago. But like, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I just want to like cruise around and like smash some Lego blocks. And, like, you know, I'm just gonna do that and like, oh, we have 5 million updates. Really? You're not even making the game. The game, they stopped doing things for it years ago. Or like a year ago or more. I don't know. Makes me sad. That was like the only Lego game I really enjoyed because you could just be and do everything. And I don't know. Really should play it more, but it's one of those like I could play it, but then I'd have to get up, turn it on, and then I'd have to sit over here, and I gotta. We played it a little bit on the channel, not much. We just go in the different worlds and just hang out and do some fun stuff, but, you know. But like the PlayStation, like, everything's co-obsolete for that. Aren't they like seriously shutting down all this dirt? And they're gonna be like, everything aside from PlayStation 5, you can go fuck yourself. What? I mean... It's okay, we've got our Vita... And we've got our Vita TV, and because I had the disc, the little little SD card in my Vita TV, and I put it in my actual Vita, and I was like, look, all my shit's there! It's amazing! So, you know, there's that. Anyway, World of End Times. The world by this name caused major disasters that scarred the human world. Even the world's government agencies couldn't hide the extent of turmoil. Once it ended, the nations revealed the existence of other worlds and non-humans to the public shortly afterward. Okay, so that's similar to what happened. Separated beyond space-time, the existence of countless other worlds, and beings inhabiting those other worlds, told of in myths and legends, non-humans. At first, the majority of people didn't believe such things to be possible. But after the announcement, non-humans started coming forward one after another. This is like mutants. Along with reconstruction of the world, their existence is slowly but surely beginning to permeate through the world. Did you hear people talking outside? This place has gotten really quiet, Karya thinks as he gazes at the outside. Aside from his visiting like this sometimes, hardly any guests ever come now, so this is only natural. Using his copy of the key, he enters the shop without any greeting. This is because he heard from everyone beforehand that they wouldn't come today. No customers. No owner. The owner of Enchante will never return again. Oh, we so dead. He sighs, and Karya gazes over at the place with the gate leading to other worlds. That day, the world of End Times suddenly collapsed. Canis and company desperately remained, trying to rescue Miser and company, but they didn't make it in time. Oh, we died. It's kind of where I thought that happy ending was going, to be dead honest with you. Please, everyone, escape from this place. I've merged with this world, so I can't run away. Echoing from the sky and land, the voice of Spacey, who is one with the world. And, I don't think I'll make it. I'll just take it easy and stay with her here for eternity. Miser chose to stay with Spacey, deciding to remain in the collapsing world. I mean, that's kind of sweet, though, for a bad ending. Where Noah once fell with nothing, an empty world. It was so bright, despite the hell that was coming. Still, he wished to live with her. After the two saw them off, Canis and everyone returned to this world. I still don't particularly enjoy the happy ending. I mean, like, yes, it was happy, like, we got our happy ending. Okay, we get to be with him, but it's still like, but like, I mean, I don't know. There's just something about it that you're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, but, no. You're not like, yes, this is what I wanted. You're like, yeah, it's what I wanted. Yeah, like, it's that feeling where you're like, I really can't complain because I got the ending I wanted, but at the same time, it's just, there's no words for this. I need a word for this feeling. Anyway, the gate will never again connect to the world where those two are. After all, that place became a world of nothing. Connecting a path to a non-existent world, this is impossible, even for a gate. So, never again will Spacey Iwaki return to Enchante as the owner. Neither will the sight of the coffee-loving Demon Kings sitting at the counter. What could those two be doing now? We're dead, I say. It sounds like we're dead. Alone together in a world of nothing. Will they just continue to sleep? Or did the world vanish entirely? I assume. There's no way for Karya to know this, but at least they're happy together, he thinks from the bottom of his heart. Alright, it's time to do this. Karya quietly shakes his head, then sits at the nearby table. And there, with what he had put in his bag... what he had put in his bag. Easy for beginners. Coffee brewing guide. Oh, Karya has to man up and run this joint out, so sad. He's just a boy! The art of cafe management. He spreads books with such obvious titles over the table. Oh, this poor thing. This hurts me more than like. His goal is to be able to run Enchante by the time he graduates high school. Still, between fairy and human, he hasn't decided on which way to live, but he should at least be able to protect the narrow space of this shop. This poor sweet thing. Watch over me from that other world, you two. With me, this Enchante, I won't ever let the place you two loved go out of business. And, if possible, one day, I'd like you to come back as customers. Dreaming of the lovely aroma of coffee filling the air of the shop once again, Karya runs straight ahead towards that prize. Okay, like that ending almost made me cry. That gets you, that's like, I mean, it's a bad ending, but it's also like, as far as bad endings go, you're like, oh, it just hurts me, like, poor Karya, you poor thing, like, oh. Like, look, I tell you when, like, first of all, only one game has ever made me cry, and sometimes I have to hold back, where like, yeah, this could get me there, but like, no, I save that for poor Toa, okay? It takes extreme circumstances for me to ugly cry. But there have been plenty of times where you get to a game and you're like, okay, like, I got the tears welling up. Like, oh yeah, no, oh, they almost came over, like, tears in your eyes. It wasn't to that point, but it's one of those moments where you're like, yeah, no, I kind of like... It's the stage, but there's flat out ugly crying, right? That's the top level. Then there's the like, yeah, no, I can actually... Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. No, thank you. I'll go back to load. Wait. Oh, here we go, this one. And then there's the ugly crying, and then there's the like, I might shed a tear or two. We haven't ever gotten to that level. We've gotten to the one below where you're like, no, my eyes are welling up. There's water in my eyes. It doesn't spill over, but like, okay, I'm gonna need a tissue to just drop this away, right? And then there's the like, I can feel it. It's almost there, but it doesn't quite get to that. There's stages. And that's one of those like, it wasn't quite at that, I'm almost gonna cry, but it's the, I could feel like, yeah, no, it could get close to that. Like, we gotta have stages of crying. Like, it's a level 1 that is ugly crying. The level 2 is like, I wept a little tear or two, actually, okay, Level 3 is that, my eyes are watering. We've gotten to level 3, and we've gotten to level 1 once. We've never gotten to level 2. Level 4 is that, like, I'm almost gonna cry, and I have to force it down. But it's very close to becoming level 3, and I think level 5 is that Karia moment, like, where you're like, gonna need a minute. But, like, if it went on a little bit longer and pulled a little bit tighter at your heartstrings, you could get to that, I'm almost gonna cry, guys! But it wasn't quite there, but it was broaching that. It was, like, encroaching. You're like, uh-oh, dangerously close to a level 4. And then there's those other ones where you're like, yeah, no, this is sad, but... And it's gonna bother me. You're gonna be like, I just don't like it. And it's gonna make you frown and feel sad. That's those level 6s. That's where most things are. Okay. But anyway, bad ends. Common route. Okay, this is gonna be the best one. Okay. I decide to... Whoops. Keep it closed. I pull my hand from it, keeping it closed, and leave quietly. As I look around the shop, I think to myself, it's just so hard to be able to simply take over the cafe again. I don't recognize the labels on all of the coffee beans lined across the shelves. There are pieces of equipment I have no idea how to use. I've never even seen them before in my life. Yeah, I just can't do it. Quitting my job and thinking I could take over the cafe is just... I mutter as if trying to convince myself and solemnly walk outside of the shop. Man, we don't even try! Yeah. I like tea over coffee anyway. Bitch, get out of here. I don't even like the taste of coffee. Fuck you, get out of here. Coffee is superior. I just like coffee better than tea. I don't know. I was somewhat reluctant about my decision and even felt like I made a huge mistake. It's weird because I like iced tea and you'd think that I would like tea more, but like, I don't know. But I decide not to pay any more mind to it. But I also drink iced coffee, so that could be the thing. Maybe I just really need to, like, brew tea. I've done it before, like, I've brewed tea in my coffee pot. Here's the magic how to do this. You just put all your coffee bags, your tea bags, in your clean coffee pot. And you have the little hangy thing, you hang them over the edge, clip them in there. And then you just put water in your coffee pot, and you just brew hot water into your coffee pot. And that's how you brew iced tea. Or you just brew a pot of tea, and then you just pour it into a carafe and put it in the fridge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's also like you use the sprayer nozzle. Like if your sink has one of those, you just pull out and spray. You use that to fill up your coffee pot. So you don't have to like fill up your coffee pot and then pour it into the thing. You don't have to do that. You just use that sprayer thing. Unfortunately, I can't do that in the way my apartment is set up now. My other one I could because the sink, the corner was to the right of the sink, and that's where the sprayer thing is on the right, so you just pulled it out and did that, and I was like, I'm like a fucking genius. Does nobody know? Like, I've never seen this hack, and like somebody should have like told me about this because it's amazing. As opposed to like, okay, you stand there and you get your pot, and then you gotta pour, and then there's always water that drips because you're like, gotta pour it at the right speed, otherwise it drips everywhere. You don't have to do that if you use a sprayer. But the way my thing is now, the sprayer's on the right side and the corner's on the left where my coffee pot goes, and I can't put my coffee pot on the right because I don't have that much space. It's literally my dishwasher size, and that's where the towels go for the dishes after you have to hand wash them, or they come out of the dishwasher and they're sopping wet and they dry there. So I don't have room for my coffee pot over there is what I'm saying. So, yeah. But if you have one of the sprayers, it's the best way to load your coffee. Hacks! There you go, you're welcome. I squint, gazing at the distant cityscape, and take out my phone. I should just check the train schedules and contact my parents when I get home. Fortunately, tomorrow's a Sunday. There'll be plenty of time to talk about what to do at the shop. As if to cut off my thought, my phone begins to ring. My face stiffens up from a sudden call and I answer my phone. Yes, this is Owaki. Huh? Go to work right now? Well, no, I'm actually in Tokyo and... Yes, I see. I'll head right over. What about Sunday? Tomorrow? Right, so I need to come in then too. Okay. Goodbye. Wow, no, this really is a bad ending. I thought this was just going to be like, we try to run the cafe and we just never meet our guests, and then it's sad because no one ever comes into the cafe, but this is literally like we go back to that hell job. Man, this sucks. This sucks more than us dying. I hope they limit my overtime to at least 100 hours this month. Wow, that was the worst. That was the absolute worst. Like, oh, hell no. Wow, we went to that shithole job, huh? Okay. Load save file 2. And this is our only other bad ending. Yes. Yes. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, right, this is when Noah was like, would you not like holding my hand? I'm actually happy. I don't mind it. Actually, I'm happy. I can sense that my cheeks have gotten a little red. It's true that I'm a little excited about finally seeing him again. I see. I'm glad. This whole time I've wanted to touch you too. Because he's not really Miser, he's Noah. Then, Miser tightly grasps my hand. He pulls my body close to his and gently he embraces me again. Miser? I thought we were just going to hold hands. God's all up in this shit with that pipe organ music in the background. Sorry, I actually did intend to guide you around the world as I mentioned. But after listening to you, I couldn't hold back. It isn't enough anymore. I want to have you as soon as I can. I ended up thinking, have me? I mean, I wouldn't say no if it was really Miser, but like, ow! He embraces me harder and my face bends in pain. Miser won't even let me inhale enough oxygen to ask what he's doing all of a sudden. Are you gonna choke us to death? Does it hurt? It's okay. The pain will only last a moment. I'm sure you'll be happy. After all, with me, your dear Miser. Always, forever in this world, we'll be together. Along with his whisper, a storm of ash shrouds my vision. My consciousness blacks out, to never awaken again. Well, that was fast. All right, well, there you go. And that was all the bad endings in Miser's route, so good times. So, now, options. Let's turn our character voice. Now we can test. Hold on. Wait, actually, I want to go... I'm going to turn the background music off, just so it doesn't... Well, hold on. Let's leave it on where it is and just see. I want to see if this, like, actually works.
じゃあ、最後は俺かな。魔界アスモディアから来たミシェル・アレックス。
我の名はカヌス。カヌス・エスパーだ。
It works, yeah.
私はイル。イルファド・デ・リエ。
So just remember, that's Dante from Piovere.
イグニス・カリブン・クルス。重海ベスティアの魔獣。
And of course, Van Helsing.
僕はリンドを薫る。言っておくけど、正真正銘のごく普通の人間だよ。
Junichi Suabe is one of those people that could just talk to you all day, and you're like, please, go on. Well, I don't even care what you're talking about. Could you just read this giant? Just read read the thesaurus to me. I can't say the thesaurus. It's just too fucking my. Okay, anyway. The dictionary, anything. All of these encyclopedias, the Encyclopedia Britannica fucking sweet. Does anybody remember those? Like, everybody had fucking that shit in their house, right? Now it's the interwebs. But, like, you remember you had those books, you're like, we got all the encyclopedias in the house. Oh, but it's like 3 years old, so it's not relevant anymore. But just read the whole thing. Just read everything. What's the longest book in history? Could you just read that? I would pay for that audiobook. You're like, what are you listening to? Like, who the fuck knows? What's something that's extremely boring? What's the most boring fucking book in existence that you can think of? That. People would be like, what, really? And you're like, look, I don't even know what he's saying. I don't even care. Like, it's like Daisuke Ono and Jun Fukuyama. They could do that too. Like, hi, could all three of you just... I don't care if it's the same damn book. I just need you to read audiobooks to me. I don't care if I understand a fucking word. I just want to listen to you talk to me. Anyway, so hopefully that sounded okay. I'm gonna pause for a second and I'll be back. I want to play back and see if those voices sounded okay, because there's no way for me to tell and I don't want it to be super quiet for you. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, yeah, no, it's fine. But I noticed I had to turn the bass game music. I have to turn the music off a little bit while I was listening, because it was like, okay, now I got 2 of it going. But the music sounds so loud in comparison. Like, okay. My microphone's also down compared to what it used to be. When I set up my computer, my microphone, like the sound gain was on like 10. And so now I had to get rid of that for something else. And so now my microphone records at 100%, but it doesn't have that plus 10 decibel gain. So now I'm like, wow, my voice sounds a little quiet. So look, I know that things for the past few weeks, you're like, things started sound. We had one level of sound and then it changed. We'll figure it out. It's going to stay this way. It's just easier. I don't know why. Like, don't ask. But that's also too sometimes why if I turn my microphone volume up in my recording software, it would just fuck up everything. You know, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to leave the game music off while we do this, just because I just want to make sure everyone's voice is like as super high as it goes, because yeah, his wasn't. Okay. Okay. So save. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's go to extras. We don't have the music. It's fine. So we'll go into actually, you know what? Who did we go through first? We went to Canis's route first. So let's go here with our Q&A with Canis. And so, I don't know if it's going to tell you what he's saying, or we're just going to have to just smile and nod, but I'm not going to read it out for you. So if there's anything that pops up on the screen, this is your time to pay the fuck attention, okay? Pay attention. Not going to do it for you. I'll read you the question, so... Hey, Kenneth, give us your profile.
名は
Oh, yeah, it
カ
does
ネ
on
ス
the
エ
bottom.
スパーだ。誕生日という概念がなかったのでな。人間界に来てからソーアン殿が決めてくれたのだが、日付は4月4日となっている。妖精界メリオは草花が美しいという我の話から春を連想できるようにと決めてくれたのだ。他の常連からも聞いているかもしれないが、誕生日がゾロ目なのは覚えやすいからだそうだ。年齢は少なくとも500年以上は生きているぞ。身長は190センチ。剣を振るうには恵まれた体格だと思う。ちなみに体重だけは秘密だ。
Oh, he stops and this keeps going. Well, there you go. So, it's actually weirder because the conversation is done and then that comes up. So, but So if you weren't paying attention, you have no idea what he said unless you understand Japanese. But that's because I'm not going to read that after, because there's actually no way to do that. It's not like he says something and then I can read it and then he says something. It just scrolls across the bottom. So, you know, what are your pastimes and talents?
ガーデニングや筋トレを少々たしなんでいる。特にガーデニングは得意だな。人間界の植物であれば、大半はうまく育てることができるぞ。最近はあなたが手伝ってくれることで、より楽しむことができていると思う。先日植えた花の苗も美しく育つと良いな。
Cute. Oh, it is weird that, like, I kind of do wish it would start, like, I guess they're giving you a chance to read it, but I also read faster, so I have to wait till it scrolls totally to the left side, and then I'm like, okay, now I can start reading it. But it's also weird because then he says it, and you're like, and 4 sentences keep going, so it's a little awkward the way they did this, but I do like the little question and answer thing because it's kind of cute, so. What do you like?
好ましく思うものか。そうだな。人間界の穏やかな時間の流れ、それに伴う季節の変化は、とても好ましいと思う。あなたも知っての通り、メリオは一日で春夏秋冬を終えてしまうからな。まあ、それと季節によって咲く花が大きく異なることにも驚いた。かつてのメリオには違う植物に見えても、その実、世界樹という一つの木しかなかったからな。昔、そのことを話したら、ソーアン殿がガーデニングをしてみたらどうだ、と我に持ちかけてくれてな。花を育てる方法を教えてくれて、以降、それがすっかり趣味になってしまったのだ。
That one actually flowed perfectly. Like, it was, I'm like, oh wait, we're still, like, so, anyway. What don't you like?
水泳だな。デュラハンは泳げない。もとい、水に浮くことができぬのだ。今だから言えるのだが、あなたと共にメリオの滝に落ちたことがあっただろう。実はあの時、我は泳いだのではなく、意識が薄れていたあなたを抱えつつ、滝の底を歩いて、岸辺まで移動していたのだ。
Interesting. All right. What foods do you like or dislike?
自然を司る妖精界の出だからな。それに関連しているかはわからぬが、野菜料理が好きだな。特に、果物をふんだんに使ったジュースが好みだ。意外だろうか。その代わり、生肉は少々苦手でな。まあ、火を通さずに食すことなど、めったにないゆえ、困ったことはないがな。
What kind of girl do you like? Me.
それをあなたが聞くのか。妖精には恋愛という概念があまりないゆえ、今までそうしたことを意識したことはない。つまりだな、我にとってはあなたが初恋にして理想というわけなのだ。
That's so fucking awkwardly cute. I love it. Oh. I like Candace's voice. It's good.
一見ならば
Oh, tell us
平
about
穏
your
かつ
homeworld.
美しい世界だ。日々を平和に過ごす同胞たちの姿も微笑ましいと思う。だが我はその陰に隠れていた悲劇の当事者だ。二度と世界中の暴走など起きず、本当の意味で美しくなったあの世界が永遠に続けばよいと心から思っている。
There you go. Biggest surprise about the human world.
やはり子供の存在。 人間の成長だな。幼い姿の妖精自体はメリオにもいるのだが、時とともに姿や性格が変わっていくなど、不老不死の妖精からすれば未知の現象そのものだ。故に知り合った子供がたった1年で身長も性格も様変わりしたのを見たときは心から驚いたものだ。
Okay. This I kind of actually like these. They're very interesting because it's like, what's the biggest surprise about the human world? Like, oh my god, people age. What the fuck? Because it's like funny. Because like you kind of these are things that they kind of like explain in the game, but then it's just nice getting the little in depth. You're like, oh yeah, like because I think they kind of gloss over that, but and like mention it, but you know, anyway. What are your thoughts on Son?
我にとっての恩人だ。
Oh.
彼への感謝はどれだけ時間をとっても語り尽くせぬ。突如現れた人外たる我を彼は何のためらいもなく客として受け入れ、居場所を作ってくれた。無論今はあなたの支えるアンシャンテがありのままの我でいられる新たな居場所になっているがな。
Oh, that's so sweet. It's like you have to finish reading after he talks because it's like. But if it went any faster, I think I'd vomit because like it hurts my eyes like scrolling. I'm like, okay, ugh. Like it's hurting my eyes doing this. But anyway, a message of love.
我は口下手だ。故にあなたにささやけることの葉は決して多くない。だからその分、心を込めて伝えよう。我は、あなたのことが、愛おしい。あなたを花嫁にするのは、世界中などではなく、我だ。あなたの騎士として、これだけは譲れぬ。愛している。我が最愛の人よ。
You just kept going. Oh my god. Those ones are gonna make me fall over. Okay. We have to now go. We're going in order of who we did them at. Okay. So now we get Ignis. So give us your profile.
は？プロフィール？名前に誕生日に身長だ？ま、別に教えてもいいけどよ。名前はイグニス・カリブン・クルス。いや、やっぱ名前言う必要あったか？覚えてなかったとか言ったら、さすがにデコピンすんぞ。誕生日は8月8日、つうことになってる。俺より先についてた常連どもが決めたんだよ。炎の狼で暑いから、夏っぽくしろとか言われてな。年はだいたい人間でいや25歳ぐらいじゃねえの。正確に合ってるかはわからねえけどよ。身長は173センチだ。言っとくが、人型魔獣にしちゃ結構でかい方なんだぞ。
That's pretty tall. Oh, Ignis. You're fun. All right. What are your pastimes and talents?
趣味も特技もスポーツ全般だ。大体のもんは軽くこなせるぜ。するだけじゃなく、観戦すんのも好きだ。他の趣味は、そうだな。かっけえシャツ集めだな。今度お前に似合いそうなもんあったら、買ってきてやるよ。え？なんだよその顔。金なら心配いらねえよ。遠慮すんなって。
He's so fucking random. Oh my god. I don't know. He amuses me. What do you like?
好きなもんな。そうだな。人間界の料理って概念そのものだな。好きになった経緯は前に話しただろ。けど、そん中でもお前の作った飯がやっぱダントツに好きだと思う。
Oh.
何目見開いて驚いてんだよ。 これが本音なんだから仕方ねえだろ。
Yeah. What don't you like?
苦手なもん。あれだ。香水とか油性マジックの匂いとか、人工的なきつい匂いが死ぬほど嫌いだ。人間の若い女はよく香水をつけてるって言うけどよ。お前からはそういう匂いしないよな。ああ、やっぱ俺はお前のこの優しい香りが一番好きだな。
You don't really stink like that ever sniffs. Well, I don't know why this is so entertaining, but it is. Oh, what foods do you like or dislike?
肉料理や辛い料理、基本食いがいのあるもんが好きだな。逆に酢の物全般はダメだ。味もそうだが何より匂いがきつすぎる。コーヒーも正直苦手な部類で進んでは飲まねえんだが、ま、気分次第ってとこだな。
All right. Oops. What kind of girl do you
ベ
like?
スティアでは強さが魅力だとか言われてるけどよ。俺はその価値観が気に食わねえしな。だから、強いて言うなら、体が弱かったとしても、精神的に強い女がいい。あとは家庭的で、飯がうまくて、俺相手にも物おじせず話しかけてくるような女が理想。待てよ。今まで意識してなかったが、こいつ実は俺の好みドストライクなんじゃ。
Okay. So. The whole fucking game. The whole fucking game until right now is like, oh, I can't read. I was calling it Beastia, right? Because Beast World, but it's. And he said Bestia, and I was like, yeah, there is no A in that except for at the end. You don't spell beast, B-E-S-T. That's best. B-E-A-S-T is B. Oh my god. And I'm literally sitting here like, wow, I am really dumb. I know I say everything wrong, and I pronounce things wrong sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce this, whatever. But that was just, wow. Wow. Guys, nobody told me. Well, I probably would just kept calling it Beastie anyway, because I just got so used to it, but it just did not dawn on me that is not how that is spelled. I mean, I know how to spell the word beast, and I know how to spell best, but I think it just because when I read it, it was like Beast World Bestia just sounds... Beast World Bestia just comes right out, just rolls right the fuck out, and that's what happened, and then I just never dawned on me as my brain is like, that's not how that's spelled, but I was like, la la la, whatever. Oh my god. That's fucking hilarious. Anyway. I probably would have called it that anyway, because I would have, even if we read it right the first time, Beast World Bestia, I would have been like, it would have just flown out as Beast World Beastie, and I would have been like, fuck it, guys, that's what we're calling it now, okay?
殺し合いを良しとするあの価値観は気に食わねえが、今となっちゃ俺はそれにどうこう言える立場じゃなくなっちまったからな。だが、あの事件でほんのわずかでも、あの世界における何かが変わった。その事実だけでも少しは救われる気がしてるぜ。
Oh my god, that's so funny. All right. And that was Tell Us About Your Homeworld. I didn't read that. I'm sorry. Biggest surprise about the human world?
その平和っぷりに驚いたっつうか、拍子抜けしたっつうか、ぶっちゃけると少し羨ましかったよな。殺すことが罪なんだって、そんな風に全員が認識してるなんてよ。あとは、まあなんだ、自分と種族が近い犬がペットになってんのを見たときは、かなり複雑だったな。
Dogs were kept as pets. I had mixed feelings. I mean, It's things like this. You're like, yeah, no, I really can't blame you for that. You know? Like, what? What are your thoughts on Soan?
俺にとっちゃ間違いなく恩人だな。あそこでジジイが俺に料理を出さなきゃ、俺はあの場できっと捕食本能に負けちまってた。そんで、それが孫であるお前との出会いにもつながってたって考えると、俺はますます宗安に頭が上がらねえし、なんつうか、不思議な縁を感じるよな。
Oh, that's cute. Strange sense of fate to it. Anyway. A message of love.
心底、惚れきってるぜ。俺の運命のつがいなんだってよ。お前へ向けるこの思いこそが、俺の、本物の本能だ。けど、困ったもんだよな。いくら抱きしめても、口づけても、この本能は、収まりきりそうにね。だから、この先も覚悟しておけよ。お前っていう存在の何から何まで、とことん、愛し尽くしてやるからよ。
Okay. Oh, goodness, it's getting a little hot in here. Wow. Oh, good lord. Woo. I like the messages of love. That would have been totally. You're like, the rest of it's great, and then you get to that, and you're like, oh hi. Giggles. At least, like, if you don't want to like read, you can stare at their boyfriendos, right? Because we can see them, so that's enough. You know, that's what it is. You want to be able to see the character right doing this. I like this. This is a good way to hear the voice acting, you know, without having to skip through scenes and like, yeah, we miss other people, we miss the other characters, but you know, which is a disappointment. But we'll see when we get through this. I don't know if we're gonna have the time, but like, I don't have anything queued up to be like, okay, yes, we can technically go to. We can't really go to Miser's and find Karya. We can't really like Venia. You know what I mean? Like Karya, Venia, like and Solitus. Those are the ones that I really care. Like I really want to hear them. I don't want to hear God's voice because hello, seriously, it was so much better when God sounded like this. Okay, like you know it, but. So we're not going to hear everybody. We're just going to hear our main boys, but it's fine. It's okay. You know what? If you really want to hear the rest of the voice acting and everybody else and like how the game plays with voice acting, you should buy the game yourself and play it. Just saying. I mean, I know I'm happy that you're here, but like the more support for these games, the more likely we're going to get more. And it's going to, I'm going to say keep me in business because like this is, this is not a business. Okay. Like I can't pay rent, but that's why I have a full-time job. But it keeps me doing this shit, and it gives me games to play, and, like, otherwise we'd just be like, I need this, but I can't read Japanese yet. And I say yet, but it's probably going to be, like, 5 years from now we're going to be having the same conversation. Anyway, give us your profile, Rindo.
おや、おじさんに興味津々かい？冗談冗談。林道薫。誕生日は9月28日。年は42歳。身長は180センチ。カヌスには劣るけど結構高いでしょ？だからそうだな。デートとかで君と並ぶと絵になると思うんだけどね。
Literally. I mean, he could literally just say the alphabet. What are your pastimes and talents?
趣味はドライブ。車を運転するのが単純に好きでね。時間があると結構あっちこっちに気ままに行ったりしてるよ。特に目的地もなく、好きな音楽をかけてなんとなく走り続ける。楽しいんだよ、これが。特技は料理になったかな。君のおかげでね。けどなんていうか、ついつい余計なものを買っちゃう癖があるから、その辺はこれから直していかないとな。
You could just control those spending habits by buying me shit. I'm just saying. Everybody's like, they need a sugar daddy like him, sweetie. He's not that much older than me, so I'm just saying. Oh my god. What do you like?
有給わあ、そんな哀れみの目を向けないでよ。ちょっとした冗談だってば。意外って言われるんだけど、特撮ヒーローが好きでさ、録画して休みの日とかにまとめて見たりしてるんだ。子供向けとかバカにできないよ。熱のこもった演出やシナリオには、大人の僕だって感心しちゃうくらいなんだから。
So like somebody pointed out and I was reading, it was on Reddit, like in the game, like he makes a like Tiger King reference and they were like, I understand they put it in there for like cool kid points, but it doesn't make sense when you say things like this, like the types of shows that he actually watches. It would have made more sense if they were like, like say like Power Rangers, like every fucking American person knows what that is and like would get it, get the reference. And I'm like, and especially because like, yes, you put Tiger King in there and it's eye roll worthy for me because I've never seen it or whatever. But it's also something that's like so like trendy right now. But like in 10 years or a couple years, someone's going to play this and be like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, or you're old like me and you're like, the only reason I get this reference is because of all the memes. I never would have heard of it otherwise. But if you said something like Power Rangers, I would have been like, bitch, I know that. Like, I never watched it, but I know that. Like, Anyway, it just reminded me of that. What don't you like?
嫌いというか、今でこそそれも楽しんでるんだけど、実はミシェルとの皮肉の応酬って、監視役になった最初の頃は結構緊張してたんだよね。だってほら、いつ本当に塵にされるか分かったもんじゃないからさ。あとは素直に残業が嫌いというか苦手というか、特殊な職業柄仕方ないんだけど、オンオフの切り替えがしづらい状況ってのはあんまり好ましくないよね。
Yeah, it makes sense. I think it's actually funnier when he says, like, Miser's gonna turn me to dust. Well, I mean, funny now that we know, right? Anyway, what foods do you like or dislike?
仕事帰りの安らぎの一杯、それが大好きだね。おっと、お酒のことじゃないよ。君が入れてくれたコーヒーのことさ。と言ってもまあ、お酒も好きなんだけど、特にワインにはこだわりがあってさ。ああ、そうだ。君が成人したら、とっておきの一本を用意するから。その時は、一緒に乾杯できると嬉しいな。
See, you had to go here, and it's disturbing. It'd be nice to celebrate your coming of age. You make me sound like I'm 16 and it's creepy. Like, look, I don't know what drinking age in Japan is. Is it like 21 like it is in the US? Because like, okay, fine, let's just pretend it is, right? Because then there's some other countries where like, no, you can be 18 and drink, right? Right? But, Rindo being like, oh, like, someday when you can drink. This just makes the age difference even creepier. Okay? You're literally old enough to be my dad, and now you're making it even worse. You're like pushing it into grandpa territory. No, I'm kidding. I know, but still, I mean, it could be like, well, you're 2 days away from 21, but still, look, Brendo, I like you and all, but like, you're like, dating 20-year-olds when you're in your 40s is just fucking a little creepy. It's just a little weird. Okay, like, I'm not mentally or emotionally mature. Okay, we know this. Not at all. But even I am too fucking old for 20-year-olds. Look, I did date someone 12 years younger than me at one point, right? Because I am not mentally and emotionally as mature as like a normal human being. And he was, in a better place doing more mature adult things than I was at the time. But still, even then, even looking back, you're like, we did have a lot of things in common, but you're like, but he was still not emotionally mature enough for like an adult relationship. That sounds creepy because it sounds like I was dating a child. I was not. Like, but being in your early 20s, like when you're in your early 20s, you're like, yeah, no, we date and we have fun and like things like that. You're not like, oh my God, so let's sit down and let's plan and let's get married and we'll move in together and like have kids and like all that shit. You're not thinking about that shit because you got plenty of fucking time. But when you're fucking old as shit like me, I wasn't thinking about kids because I hate kids, but it was like look, I've been there and done the dating for forever fucking thing. I'm at the point where like, are we good? Okay, can we just fucking call this shit done? Because like, I don't need the date for 5 years bullshit. I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna die. Like, okay, TikTok motherfucker, my life clock is ticking out, okay? So, it was just one of those like I'm just in a different place with the like I don't want to date for like 10 fucking years and like well, like we're kind of cool, like we hang out now and then and like maybe it's like like dude, I ain't got time for that bullshit. It's also just not me personally. So, you find those things are completely different and yes, someone who is 10 years older or younger than you could absolutely be in the exact same place in life as you are because you might be way more mature or they're really immature or like life changes or you're just like, you know what? No, I just want to settle down, get married, and that's where they're at and great. But like chances are it's not like that, okay? It's weird sometimes. Like for the most part, it's like it's gonna be weird. Okay? Especially when you're looking at those pictures, like their mom is showing you pictures of them in like middle school, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I think I was in college drinking then. Oh, I feel creepy and gross. And no, And just, anyway. What kind of girl do you like, Rindo?
おっと切り込んでくるね。君が初恋で理想だよ。
Oh.
なんて言えればいいんだけど、変な嘘はつきたくないからね。まあ僕もいい年齢だし、やっぱりそれなりに場数はこなしてきたかな。でも、今、手を取って共に歩みたいと思っているのは君だけだから。どうか信じてほしいな。
That's sweet. Anyway, tell us about your workplace.
福利厚生はきちっとしてるかな。ただまあ、もう少し残業時間減らすとか、内部の腐敗について調べるとかね。職場環境をいろんな意味で改善していきたいところだよね。
He's like, yeah, I mean, it's work. Biggest surprise about non-humans. Oh, it's like biggest surprise about the human world. That's going to be a weird question. Okay, thank God it went different direction.
人外について驚いたこと。それはやっぱりアンシャンテのラスボス集団、その存在を知った時かな。聞けば聞くほど、知れば知るほど、とんでもない連中だって分かったからさ。ああ、そうか。それで言うなら、そんなみんなをまとめてるのが普通の人間であるマスター。そう。君の先代マスターであるソーアンさんだった。っていうのが人外絡みで一番の驚きだったかもしれないね。
Yeah, it was your grandfather. So funny, like, oh, I guess the owner would be the big boss, and you're like, oh, me, oh, my grandfather, never mind. Well, that went on a lot longer after he finished talking. That's amazing. What are your thoughts on Big Boss Granddad?
ソーアンさんか。思えば、彼には随分気にかけてもらったよ。ちょっと照れくさいけど、僕のことも息子や孫みたいに見てたんじゃないかな。それこそ、なんだかんだで彼にとっては、あのはちゃめちゃな連中も含め、常連全員大事な孫同然だったのかもね。
Nice try, motherfucker. He saw me like his son, or like his grandson. Bullshit. He saw you like his fucking son, and you're too old for his granddaughter. You're old enough to be my dad. Look, I'm not above games putting in like older love interests because I'm old, so it's better than like we're dating 23-year-olds. Because when I stop and think about that, I'm like, oh, I feel creepy. I know I'm playing like a 20-year-old girl, and that's fine. And like, I'm just going to pretend that I'm a 20-year-old girl when I'm playing these games. And it's a little creepy when you're like old as shit and you're like a high school girl when you're dating high school boys. Oh, it was a little creepy, but they don't really draw them. Okay. None of them look any different age-wise. He did not look that much older than everybody else, okay? Like, you tried, like, let's put a little bit of lines under his eyes. He could still be 25 and just have had a bad fucking night, okay? Like, but it's just weird when they constantly point it out. They're like, yeah, he's so much older. He's old enough to be your dad. You want to call him daddy? No, gross. What? Stop. Stop bringing it up. Stop. Like, it's just like, okay, Rindo's like in his 40s. Great. And he mentions it. Okay. But we don't need to keep bringing it up like someday when you are able to drink, one of these days you're going to graduate high school. Okay, stop. It's gross. You're creeping me out now. Unless, like, we're playing a teenage girl and, like, we're dating a teacher. Then you know, okay, that's going to be weird and you're going to keep making it weird. And that's the whole point. But when you're trying to make it normal, don't make it weird. You know what I mean? Like, oh, when I was your age, oh, dear God. Like, you know, when I was your age, shit that I was wearing in high school was coming back in style, and now it's coming back. It's like, oh! Anyway, message
僕
11.
は今までたくさんの後悔を積み上げてきた。だけどそれらを少しずつ今の自分を作り上げた奇跡として大事な過去に変えていきたいんだ。君と一緒にね。僕の愛しい人。どうか僕の手を取って、そしてこれからの人生を僕の隣で共に歩んでほしい。大好きだよ。
Oh, it's beautiful. All right. No, not time for you yet. Now it's time for you! Okay, so. Were you looking at Rindo or were you staring like me at our pictures of Van Helsing that I have on my wall? And that last one just like... Look. I love him, okay? Anyway, so. This is the weirdest part. Because now I just want to kind of go back and see the voice, the tone of voice he gave Dante. And then because it's and it's just, it's going to be weird. Anyway. Give us your profile, Il.
プロフィールですね。では改めまして、簡単に自己紹介を。イルファド・デ・リエ。本来の私は名前というものを持ち得なかったのですが、今の私はアンシャンテのイルということで。誕生日はミシェルやソーアンたちに7月7日と設定してもらいました。なんでもご利益がありそうな日付がいいだろうと。正直意味はよくわかっていませんが、皆が喜んでくれるのであれば、私としてはそれで十分です。年齢、つまり生産されてからの経過時間ですね。でしたら数千年は経過しているかと。身長は177センチ。意外と高身長でしょ？よく驚かれます。
He's so cute, but I'm sitting here looking at Dante, like, and being like, yeah, no, I mean, I know that's still not the tone of voice he gave, but it's like, yeah, nope. It's so weird. I love it. I love it when that happens. This is why I love Japanese voice acting so much. You're like, man, it just surprises you sometimes. You're like, you just are being so cute right now. And then, like, you definitely would not have worked for Dante. Like, oh. What are your pastimes and talents?
趣味はもちろん、乙女ゲームです。主に純愛ジャンルを好んでプレイします。グッズ収集を行うのも好きですよ。特技は機械関係の操作ですね。アプリやソフトの開発も自力で行えますよ。あとは歌でしょうか。あなたに歌声を褒めてもらってから自分のこの声や歌声が少しだけ誇らしいと思えるようになりました。
I love how excited he says all of that. Oh my god, so Like, I identify with everything he just said. Like, just the tone of voice that he said it in was like, oh my god. So, like, wait for it. Oh my god, I love it. Anyway, what do you
あな
like?
たです。お、そういう意図の質問ではない？そうですか。
So enthusiastic.
私としては、あなたが一番この世界で好き。その認識に違いないのですが、それ以外ならば、そうですね。高所から見る景色や親切にしてくれる人を好ましく思います。ああ、最近ハマっていることといえば、SNS で見かける人間の真似などでしょうか。皆個性豊かな感情を見せてくれて、とても楽しいのです。
I love how enthusiastically he says everything. It's adorable. What don't you like?
家事及び雑用全般には全く自信がありません。今後改善していこうとは思っていますが、それと、救われぬバッドエンドが非常に多い乙女ゲームは苦手です。やはり恋仲の男女や周りの皆には最終的に幸せになってほしいので。
I feel like that statement, like, I don't like Otome games that have like a lot of bad endings. Or you're like, so, or like ones that are like this, where like it's a happy ending, but it's one of those like, really? Is it? This game is like a giant fuck you to everybody who plays Otome games. Anyway, what foods do you like or dislike?
甘いもの全般は大体好みです。特にアイスが好きです。コーヒーもフロートとしてなら飲みますね。甘さや冷たさなど、脳の疲れを癒すようなあの感覚が心地よいので、逆に肉料理は苦手です。性質上、肉を食べる行為そのものに少々抵抗があると言いますか。
Interesting. What kind of girl do you like? We'll let you finish reading that. Okay, now what kind of girl do you like?
あなたです。私を天使ではなくイルと見てくれた優しいあなたが好きです。大好きです。数千年生きて初めて覚えた感情なので、他の恋愛相手のイメージなど想像のしようもありませんよ。
Aww, so cute. I know we're like, probably, I think from stopping it and doing this, we're like at time, or we're definitely over, but we're going to be over this part anyway because, you know, whatever. So, yay. Tell us about your homeworld.
天界カエルム。美しくも残酷だった箱庭の世界。当時無感情だった私が記憶に残している印象などほとんどなかったのですが、今思えば普遍と安寧を提唱しておきながらひどく歪んでいた世界だったと思います。
I just realized that, like, it seems it scrolls smoother on my screen than it's scrolling. I think it's a little. It's not bad, but it's just a little like it looks a little jankier on this, but that's all right. Biggest surprise about the human world.
そうですね。まず人間たちの生活サイクルに合わせるのに苦労しました。特に食事や睡眠は本来天使に不要なものなので、完全に取得するのには数ヶ月かかりましたね。その他は、乙女ゲームをするためにほとんどを部屋で過ごしていましたので、特に驚いたことはないかもしれません。
A lot of things are going to surprise you now, huh? What are your thoughts on Soan?
今思えば、ソーアンは何もできない私に対して随分と気を使ってくれました。面倒を見るにも手間がかかったでしょうに、彼に恩返しができなかったことが心残りです。せめて感謝の祈りを天に昇った彼に捧げましょう。
All right. A message of love.
あなたを愛しています。表現のしようのないほどにあなたが好きです。ずっとずっとそばにいてほしい。そばにいたい。どうか私から離れないで。私はこの感情の先にあるすべてを、喜びも悲しみも、あなたと一緒に乗り越えていきたい。あなたに救われたこの魂は、あなたを愛するために生まれたのだと、私は心から信じています。
Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Man, those all you needed was that message of love. So that's it. All right. So now we're into Miser, or however the hell we actually pronounce his name. But give us your profile.
はいはい。魔王様の秘密なプロフィールを大公開ってね。名前はもちろん、ミシェル・アレックス。なんとなくで決めた誕生日は、11月11日。ほら、めちゃくちゃ覚えやすいでしょ。年は、少なくとも数万年以上は生きてると思うよ。とはいえ、誕生日とか祝ってもらえると、やっぱり嬉しいよね。身長は175センチ。俺としてはもうちょっと欲しいところだったんだけどね。
I think, I hate to say this, I would have loved him a little bit less if we listened to the voice acting in the game. Because I love Miser, he's beautiful, but I don't think the voice goes with him, for me personally. There's a... I don't know how to describe it. The tone is... It's not, I don't want to say nasally or... It's grating. It's a little bit like... I'm going to need you to tone it down a little. Like that, like, tone of voice to me is more like a character that's going to be a little obnoxious. That's like the Dromy character, a little obnoxious where you're like, I'm going to backhand you because you're a little annoying, but also the tone of your voice is kind of grating on my nerves. Every single person listening is like, so like mine. Exactly. But like, no one's forcing you to be here. I know no one's forcing me to listen to the voice acting, which was why I turned it off. But like, it's not personally my favorite. And I love Miser, he's beautiful, but I'm like, there are some that just fit. And there are some freaking voice actors' voices you're just like, you could just, I don't know, read my grocery list, just talk to me all fucking day, read the Odyssey to me. I don't fucking know, right? I don't think I could have handled playing the whole entire game in like Miser's route and been like, I love you so fucking much. I would have been like, I don't know. It's not, I love him, but the voice is not my favorite. It's just a personal thing. What are your pastimes and talents?
読書が好きかな。よく日当たりのいい席やカウンターでコーヒーを片手にのんびり読んでるよ。特技は破壊行為全般。なんて冗談じゃないけど冗談。あえて言うならピアノかな。天崎島の時とか、あとは裏庭で弾いた時とか、何度か演奏は聞かせたことあったよね。機会があれば、今度は君のためにとっておきの一曲を弾くから、ぜひ聴いてほしいな。
And you know what I mean? I mean, I know it's not like he's putting on a voice. It's not like the way he normally talks. You can tell it's like, oh, I'm just trying to be a little more jovial and stuff. But it's like, and there are moments where you're like, okay, that's not bad. And then you just gets too much. And it's like, okay, just need to simmer it down a little and it'll be okay. Or talk normal. Probably be fine. I don't know. It's just the intonation he's putting in the voice is like, that's not my favorite. And again, for other characters, it probably wouldn't bother me. You know what I mean? I would be like, if you're watching an anime or something, you'd be like, okay, fine. Yeah, it works. But it doesn't work for Miser for me. And I think that's why it bothers me. You know what I mean? It doesn't fit. And it's like, oh. It's like, But anyway. What don't you like? Or what do you like?
そうだな。やっぱ音楽は好きだね。カフェで流れるジャズ音楽とか。あれいいよね。聴いてるだけで心が安らぐよ。というか、安らぎすぎてうっかり居眠りしちゃったり。恥ずかしいから内緒にしておいてね。あとは、そうだね。こうして君に入れてもらったコーヒーを ゆっくり飲む時間かな。
You know, there's moments where it gets a little softer and it's like, okay, we're almost there. But like he's definitely putting an intonation in his voice. Like just if you just used your normal voice, I think it might have been fine. I don't know. I mean, I get that's probably like, yeah, this is what we want for the character, but it's not what I want for the character. What don't you like?
嫌いなものは難しいな。そこそこ長生きしてるからね。大半のことは流しちゃうっていうか、苦手なのは、あえて言うなら、人に頼ることかな。みんなにも叱られたことはあるけどね。ある程度は自分で何とかできちゃう、しちゃう。今までそんな感じで生きてきたせいでね。どうにも頼り方がわからないっていうか、ね。
What foods do you like or dislike?
好きなものはもちろん、コーヒー。君もだいたい予想してたでしょ。あ、ちなみにブラック派です。他はコーヒーと相性がいいものを適当に選んで食べてる感じ？嫌いな食べ物は特にないかな。もちろん、一番好きなのは、君が思いを込めて入れてくれたコーヒーだよ。
Okay. What kind of girl do you like?
どんな時でも、どんな相手にでも、優しい笑顔で、温かいコーヒーを差し出してくれる人。うん。そう。つまり、君だよ。この質問って意味ないよね。それとも、君へ愛を囁くのに、うまく利用してくれってこと？
Like that was almost there for me. Like, okay, it's still got a little bit of the like tone in it that I'm not a huge fan of, but it was softer and it wasn't as like over the top. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, better. But this is sometimes why. So playing with the voice acting on sometimes is great because you get to listen to some of my favorite voice actors like talk and purr in my ear. You get to listen to Junichi Suave talk in your ear, and like again, just a very just nice voice. Okay, when we played Nord 9, we could have listened to Daisuke Ono purr in my fucking ear. I could listen to that man purr in my fucking ear all fucking day. Okay, but then there's other ones, and you're like, that may not be my favorite voices, but they fit the character. But again, this doesn't fit the character for me, so I don't know. Just it's like the whole game. I don't know. I really love Miser, but I don't know. Anyway, tell us about your homeworld.
悲しい思い出ばかりとはいえ、終わりの世界を、ノアを嫌うつもりは、俺にはないよ。寂しくて寂しくて、俺に必死に声をかけた同郷の友がいた。俺はその事実を幸せで上書きするようなことはせず、永遠に覚えていこうと思う。
See, like, and when he starts getting a little more serious, it's good. It's like, okay, I'm with you. Just keep it there. Biggest surprise about the human world.
そうだな。あれかな。やっとゲートを見つけて、アンシャンテに来店できたと思ったら、恩人である肝心の君が、とっくに両親の元に戻って、いなかったこと、かな。そのうち遊びに来るかなと思ってたんだけど、まさか、15年以上も来ないとは、はは、あはははは。
Thoughts on so on.
俺にとっては、コーヒーの入れ方を教えてくれた、厳しい師匠でもあったかな。知ってた？あいつ、結構なジジバカだったんだよ。君の写真を敷き詰めたアルバムを隠しててね。それを見つけた俺を、記憶が消えるまで殴るなんて、追い回されたっけ。
Punch me until I lose my memory. That's so cute. All right, here we go. This is what matters. It matters how you say this to me, okay? A message of love.
愛してるよ。君と出会い、救われ。こうして心を通わせることができた。俺はその奇跡すべてに感謝する。だから改めて、この一言を捧げるよ。あなたにお会いできて嬉しいです。俺の運命のマスターさん。
Moments. There were moments in that where it's like, yes, this, I need this. Like, because it just gets deep and say, yes, that's what I want. But anyway, so that was everybody. Obviously not everybody, because we didn't have all of our other, things. Actually, no, I want extras. Where are we? That's the dictionary, but where's our other... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's just go. Here we go. Others. Oh, you know what? We never looked at these, so we'll look at these. Like, not that it makes a big difference. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, there's us and our grandpa. Like, oh, that's cute. And like, almost everybody, but not everybody. See, we just need everybody in this to be perfect. Scary hand. Yep. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, is that the one we saw? Okay, yeah, no. Okay, all right. Yep. I'm not sure why that wasn't in Ignis's thing, because it was technically one of his screen. Like, it's not him, but it was from his thing, so. Wait, dude, there was an alternate on that one? No, there wasn't. And I understand why Noah's kind of, like, in his own, as opposed to being, like, Miser, but that was technically Ignis, but, I mean, I guess they didn't take it away from him, This is like them together. That's kind of interesting. It's half Miser, half Noah. And again, I'm glad they didn't use this as one of his. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god. There we go. It's like a little weird. I just love Miser with the glasses. Oh my god, it's so cool. It looks nothing like himself. Poor Rindu. But anyway, so yeah, that was Cafe Enchante. So we're done. We finished. I'm kind of glad we finished because, I don't know, there were moments that were fun, and I like the characters, but I just think overall it just wasn't one of my favorites. It wasn't one of those like, oh my god, yeah, absolutely play it. I'd be like, really? Oh, yeah, it's forgettable. Like, it'd be one of those things that would just, it'll be like a year from now, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I played that. I kind of forgot about it. I kind of forget even ones that I absolutely love, but yeah, kind of in that sort of forgettable. Like, I think it's just because it fell a little flat in some. Like, there were moments that, yes, oh my god, no, that's so great. But overall, when you get to the end, you're like, I'm just glad we're done, because like I never felt like, yes, I want to record this. It was like, oh yeah, I guess I could. I don't know. I think they were just. I want those happy buttercup fucking endings, and you were like, this is, I don't know. I didn't hate it. Okay, it wasn't like I hated the game or anything like that. It's just not one of my favorites. It's not one of those ones that I would be like, oh my god, absolutely, you need to play. I'd be like, I mean, maybe not. Like, I don't know. But, yeah. And I don't know what we're doing next. I haven't gotten there because I've just been between some of the things that I'm recording right now. I'm just like, I'm just not feeling things right now. Like, there will be another game, don't worry. I just haven't even started. And I'm like, I used to be like a month or two ahead, and now I'm like, oh my god, I'm like maybe 3 weeks ahead. Like, we're fucked. Like, this is April. I'm in April right now. Like, normally I'm like, is this like March? And like, this is going up in like May. No, we ain't there yet. Like, I've been like so procrastinating. So, probably I'm going to estimate right now, and what my intention is Taisho Alice 3. So that will probably be what you will see, not tomorrow, but the day after. So not helpful for anybody who's watching this a year after it posts or anything, because then you're just watching this playlist and you're like, what do I care? Well, now you know. It's a screenshot in time. But anyway, yeah, so I will see you guys around in other things. I hope you enjoyed this, even if it wasn't like top rated best game ever. You know, it was just it was there. It was good. We had fun. We had fun. We had moments, okay? And we had some letdowns. You know, couldn't date Venia. But anyway, we'll see you guys around in other things. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.